Okay, greetings everybody. Time for me to realize, you know what, I'll just keep that in there. Hi everyone, it's time for another video with me, Umber Rays, here to, I just finished recording the other video, which is why Shadow Links is still up and my microphone was over there. I'm like, I'm kind of done for the evening. All right, I have to stream, but that's about it. And I was really excited, but then AP news! Okay, alright. So tomorrow, we got all the FF7 stuff. We got all 4 of the original characters coming back because, Sephiroth and Yuffie are actually integrate characters. They're definitely not FF7 Remake characters. That would be stupid. So all of that was going on. But then we got a little bit of job updates. So that's primarily what this video is about. I'll show you right now. There's a little bit of a JP schedule. As you can see, it's very tight. We only have 5 days this one before the anniversary starts. So they're just getting it out of the way quick as you can possibly do. Just screw it. We don't have time. Don't even slow down. Just mow the children down with the bus. All right. So what else do we got? We have the Rurugia and Luartha card coming out this week with its standard banners. And for people who are on the FF7 remake, well, there's 100 million banners this time around. Just 100 million. We can keep scrolling forever. There's 9 steps, banners, vision card banners, character banners, combined banners, separate banners. Like the game, it just killed itself. Yeah, there's a ton of different options if you are interested in Final Fantasy VII Remake and getting the old characters. Although I assume that Globalers will be holding out for, of course, this remake to show up for you guys in about roughly 3 months. But yeah, not really too much else worth talking about there. Some pre-anniversary stuff. And now let's get to the real info, which is job upgrades. So job upgrades tonight, I am going to just use a really bad Google Translate because it is effectively pretty fast at showing everything that we kind of want to show off. Let's just get screen. There we go. And let's take a look. So we have a bunch of different jobs this time. We have Time Mage first off, which of course is on various characters such as, oh my goodness, Lemuria. I wanted to say the Dark Elemental Mage and then I completely, you know what, whatever. Next up, we have Paladin, which is another job that is particularly pretty good. We have Fighter, which, if you know, Fighter is going to be on a new character. Maybe you've heard about him, Sephiroth. That could be potentially interesting. And last but not least, Airman is not the correct one. That's a Mega Man 2 boss. It's actually Energist, so GARVALL's job. So let's take a look at what we are looking at. Please note that at the time of this recording, some of these translations are particularly pretty rough, but I'm just not going to get time to do this later, so I kind of have to just go. All right, so really quick is the first one to be upgraded, just right down here because it is very fast to look at this. Quick will be getting a number of uses up by 1. Stop will also be getting stop down, which will decrease area attack resistance during the stop effect. So in other words, if you get stopped, it's also going to add a little bit of a extra easy way to deal damage. As for Meteor, Meteor will become Meteor Plus with higher range, higher casting speed, and also non-attribute magic damage to the target large. Greatly increase the damage if the self is hasted or levitated. Now this is going to be really important because as we scroll down here, take a look at this. Heavy don't move, but check out guard haste. So Additional effect, defense up during the haste effect, which is pretty interesting. I like that they're actually renaming some of these abilities, allowing for just potentially a little bit of different effects off of them. Like, for instance, Meteor just being Meteor Plus now, or Heavy Don't Move, which increases decreased speed while under the Don't Move effect, increased probability of acting Don't Move. So that's kind of cool, like just immobilize, but also making the unit slower, meaning that they're going to be less active. It could just end up being that this will be pretty nice for dealing a little bit more effect and making certain mages have much more use. Interestingly, to remember that Aerith will also come with this job. So, you know, Sephiroth and Aerith kind of getting boosts tonight. Of course, there's Paladin units too, but focused here, viewer, focused here, as well as myself. It should be noted that there is something interesting here, an asterisk. There is no chanting time, so there is no more cast time for Guard Haste, Heavy Don't Move, Stop, and unfortunately Meteor still, I think, does, but wow, what an overall just massive feeling upgrade to Time Mage. Giving them some new abilities on their already status effect stuff that feels pretty good. Like just higher defense, better stuff. I have to say, Time Mage is looking really cool. And as for last but not least, Lemure is getting hers. I was thinking about at the start of this that I fumbled over. Additional effect, defense increase during haste effect. There is no magic casting time for Guard Hastia. That's a pretty big boost. Just being able to insta-cast haste. It's not as good as quick, but boy does it potentially add a lot of bonuses and make Time Mages really potentially worth running again for a bunch of different abilities. Alright, next up, Paladin. Saint Wall is getting a number of uses up. Increase critical evasion rate for 3 turns. Kind of good if you do have a tank, you're going to want them to potentially get around, you know, heavy damage. There's a lot of barrier removals out there. If you can get something else that's off of this ability, that's pretty good. Next up, Immortal Fighting Spirit, which gives Guts, or the Immortal Fighting Spirit. Survive 1 fatal damage will also add an additional effect. Paralyze and Confusion is disabled while Guts is in effect, which is, again, pretty big to have. Just removing 2 status effects. Paralyze, I mean, with a tank that already has hate generation, it's not necessarily the worst thing in the world. Confusion can be, so Confusion protection off of this is a great upgrade. Saint Cross will also be getting AP consumption down, and dealing damage to targets with medium, also canceling all debuffs and absorbing part of the damage, since Paladins are effectively wanting to stay alive longer. Seems pretty good. Cracked Braids consumption down is just absolutely fantastic, as it gives you better, easier ways of generating hatred and keeping the focus on your tanks and keeping them alive. Revenge Drain. Engelbert's is getting an improvement, which I actually think is really important. With Sephiroth potentially bearing down on light like a bullet with other bullets, light is looking like it needs a little bit of help. So Revenge Drain. Engelbert is one of the tankiest characters that I actually have had the good pleasure of using. I mean, like, do I still like June better? Yeah, probably. There's quite a few tanks that I still like better than Engelbert. Engelbert is kind of the one that just keeps popping back up again. Honestly, I think this will also help him a lot, because increasing damage as own HP increases absorb part of the damage. If it's just dealing more damage, it's just straight off better. So cool, light. Engelbert, I think, is just really possibly going to show back up again. Saint's Fortress, Titus job will get the number of uses up, and also will raise the piercing attack resistance for 3 turns, stackable up to 3 times. It seems pretty good. Paladin and Time Mage, really loving this update so far. Fighter. Now this is Sephiroth, one of Sephiroth's jobs, and boy howdy is it getting improved. First off, Yasha's Grudge, damage to the target large. Power increases the more times you take damage. Absorbs part of the damage dealt. This is really important to know. Sephiroth might just be incredibly powerful, and between dark damage up through multiple sources, it may not matter if he cannot steal like insane amount of, like if he doesn't have a ton of support for his fist-based abilities. If he's just absorbing a lot of HP, he already seems to have a good amount of abilities that focus around keeping him alive, such as light resistance, which is going to be one of his natural weaknesses, barriers and whatnot. So Yas's Grudge, just absorbing part of HP. If the damage is there, this is going to be really, really scary and making Sephiroth way more independent from an actual healer. As for Arms of Shura, we are getting a higher amount of human killer effect. Cool. Martial Arts Mastery will be giving single attack resistance for 3 turns. Heartbreaker will be getting a bigger range increase, up 4. And from there, we just get into different EX abilities. So Xmas Venera will be getting greatly reduced healing power for multiple turns and large damage. Remega is getting a large damage increase on his EX from medium, and power increases up to 2 times. Don't think it'll be enough to save Remega, but whatever. And Larudo will also be getting, after his barrier dealing damage, also large damage now. So a little more love for Fire Fist. Good on it. And last but not least, we have Energist. And boy oh boy. I guess I'm using that too much. Energist also just really strong. GARVALL's everywhere in JP recently, so him getting another boost, good for him. Good for him. Alright, Detonation, dealing magical damage to medium to targets within range, 100% hit accuracy, 3 turns attack down. Sure, good enough boost that helps keep him alive and others alive too. Double Blow, which had a really high AP consumption, is down to 40, number of uses up, and after destroying barrier that reduces magical damage, deal magic damage, the extremely large category. This is pretty amazing. Like extra uses, AP down, and also killing barriers too. Pretty amazing upgrade. And last but not least, Jinjugu, the one that creates a barrier that reduces physical damage 3 times, will be getting the number of uses up, and will also be giving increased critical evasion for 3 turns. So honestly, mix of better damage dealing and better survival. All of this feels great. Really loving Energist upgrades. GARVALL's upgrade into his EX ability, that is job level 25, will get a higher range. And last but not least, Saria Valentine is also getting an upgrade here. Looks like, I just want to take a look at this ability on my other screen, because I think this might be where the translation. Looks like it will be getting a just double checking really quickly here. Number of uses up to 4, and the amount of magic has increased. So increasing home magic for 3 turns. Deals magic dependent damage medium, can be stackable 3 times. So now it is just going to be increased upwards, so a higher damage deal. I think it'll be enough, I don't know, but Zoma I gave a resounding recommendation recently. I'm going to say that overall, I think that this will be pretty darn good. Also should be noted that character EX quests are also being added too for Varash, GARVALL, Tyrell, and I do believe Prayer, if that translation is correct. But this upgrade across the board feels absolutely great. Probably one of my favorite updates, because it feels like it actually has a lot of stuff here that's looking really promising. Mage is just getting a massive boost with removing casting time on a bunch of their important abilities and higher damage, which honestly opens some new options for certain characters, like Aerith. Paladin just looks tankier, and the Engelbert upgrade does look potentially really interesting. Even if I'm really curious about pairing Sephiroth with Engelbert. Fighter, Honestly, I think Larudo and Sephiroth are going to benefit quite nicely. The only question is how much and how long we'll have to wait. And last but not least, Energist getting an upgrade along with GARVALL. GARVALL is already still just hanging in there really well as a long-term character. I think he's going to benefit really well from it too. But yes, there you go, dear viewer. Those are the job upgrades. Hopefully, you see something that you are thinking quite excellent here. But I'm honestly feeling really positive about all of these. I'm feeling so positive for the first time ever in one of these videos, providing that I am actually remembering correctly. I can't pick a favorite. They all look good for different reasons, and I don't want to. I just want all of these upgrades in the game, and I want to start using them as of tomorrow. And just really, really looking forward to testing out GARVALL, Engelbert, and all of the FF7 characters tomorrow. Because this is the free upgrade. And this week is basically the free upgrade for somebody who has like all the FF7 characters and GARVALL and Engelbert maxed. Boy, oh boy, is this going to be my cheap fun week before Sephi comes to the game and ruins me. By the way, look forward to the poll video. Thanks so much for watching. Take care and see you next time.